Hey YouTube, Assassin here with episode 2 of the Enigmatica2Expert mode play through. So, done a couple of things in between episodes. I started setting up a garden, and we'll get into that a little bit more a little bit later. I made some drawers for bulk resources like cobble, gravel, and this sort of stuff. I mined a whole bunch of, I cut down a whole bunch of trees. Basically just planted a bunch of spruce saplings, chopped them all down, repeated. I set up a couple of kind of projects that I want to try and take care of to move forward because I've been doing all of this with a flint pickaxe. And if we look at our quests here, we can move along through. So the clay bucket, got that. The next thing we're going to be doing is the smeltery stuff, and then moving into through these mining levels pretty quickly. I also would like to get into the cooking for blockheads mod because that's going to be what that's going to do is going to make making different foods, which is important, much easier. So just a quick little tour of the garden. I know what food I'm going for, and that's an onion soup with a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Those two foods, onion soup. If you look, onion soup contains dairy, grain, and vegetable. And I'm not quite sure why I have this over there. And then the PBJ, which actually can be made. I think it's actually PB and J. Yeah, there we go. The PB and J. It can actually be made with just about any kind of jelly. I just happened to find grapes before any of the other fruits that you can use, like strawberries or elderberries. Um, Basically, any of these berries can be used as a jelly. I just found grapes first, so I used those. But we got the peanuts starting to grow here. Those are going to come along here. We got wheat for the sandwiches, tea leaf to make the oil, um, to make the peanut butter, onions, both for the onions of the onion soup and also to make the stock to make the soup. And then this is just jute for a supply of string because we're going to need a fair amount of that, and it's getting dark. And then over here is just a little bit of a variety garden. Basically, when you're out in the world, you're going to find these things in the ground that instead of grass are called gardens of some kind. There's soggy gardens, windy gardens, shaded gardens. I think there's frosty gardens. Those are the ones that are really alert. Just kidding. Yeah, so windy, tropical, soggy, shaded, frost, and arid. And all of these things, well, I guess this one only drops cactus fruit, but all of these things have different drops that you can get from them. And, when you just smack them and that harvests them. Let's see if I can find one real quick here. I know I purposely left one nearby. So that's actually a pair of them. So this is what they look like. Well, this is what the windy garden looks like. They have different things, and you literally just hit them and you harvest, and you're good to go. Now, the reason that you want to do this is because the number of foods that you eat directly affects how much health you have overall. So if I think I have enough items here. Basically, every 10, let's see. Well, I can't eat the wheat directly, but all of these say not eaten yet. So I forgot to count, but it sounded like 8. There's 9. I guess that was maybe 9. There we go. So if you sample another 10 variety of food, you gain another heart. So you can see hearts are going up again. So just by eating and you don't have to like continuously eat them. You only need to sample them, as it said. So you eat them one time, you've sampled them, and you can. Well, now I'm full on food, so I can't eat any more of them. And that's all you have to do. You just need to sample them one time, and you're good to go, right? Now, however, the other thing that you can do is a lot of these foods can be used to create other foods, and that's where the cooking for blockheads comes in. So I'm just kind of, oh, I haven't actually eaten that one yet, or this one. I'm just kind of stashing some of these off to the side. When we make the blockheads kitchen, it'll be much easier to tell what foods we haven't eaten, and we can make a couple of them and then eat them, and we'll get. I mean, what I've done is I've managed to actually get all the way up to blue hearts. If you don't know, so we get orange, and then we get yellow, and then we get uh, green, and then blue, and then you have to go through the whole line before you move on to the next one. So at any rate, that is kind of the plan there for the blockheads. And that's why I have all this terracotta and some of this clay. The other part of this clay is for what we're going to start right now. No? Coke. Right, ceramic clay. Haha. That's fine, because I did go back and harvest some of that giant bone structure. And so I have plenty of bone meal. Not even going to worry about like trying to grind it or anything like that. Just use it straight. That's how much of it we have. I didn't even like really even make a dent. I mean, I got like 3 stacks of bone, and that was just like a little corner of the thing. So, well, let's see. This is probably rotated wrong. I always do this backwards. Okay, you know what? We can do this instead. Hello? There we go. So, coke bricks. There we go. Now, these 16 bricks are actually going to be used for making Pam's Harvestcraft stuff. The tools that you need to actually be able to use the kitchen. And if we go into gates here, we're going to get some stuff for making this fluid brick. And then if we go into immersive engineering, which is the thing we're starting, you got a checkbox task here, and that gives us an engineer's hammer, which is quite nice. Oftentimes I will make the hammer and then go claim the task and be like, right, I didn't need to make the hammer. I think we got... Did that give it to us? Okay, yeah, there was a little lag there, but... Alright, and I don't really have a base yet. I might remedy that in between episodes, or that might be part of an episode. I'm not quite sure yet. We'll see. For right now, since we've got the bed, we can just skip the nights. I'm not too worried about it right now. I definitely want to build big. I don't want to... A lot of times, I'll try to like make things as teeny tiny as possible. And I'm trying to get away from that. I'm trying to not do that. And just kind of build bigger structures. That's charcoal. We need regular coal. So that things are more spread out and it's easier to like wire things and that sort of stuff without trying to get too terribly complicated. So the easiest way to propagate something like this is just be like, oh, okay, I got a few minutes here while I'm waiting for something. Go smack it with some bone meal. And there we go. Now we got 9 peanuts, 9 grapes, 18 wheat, 9 tea leaf. Well, if I hadn't used the bone meal. 9 onion, and 18 jute. And then we have... No, actually, we don't quite have 18 jute here. Now we have 18 jute. There we go. And then we've also got, our variety garden here. I don't really need to propagate these because basically I'm going to be using these to make you know, a couple of, like, one or two of some sort of dish. I'm not sure what yet. That's where the kitchen is going to come in handy. And that's going to, you know, allow you to very quickly know, you know, like what you can make out of the ingredients that you have. Unfortunately, my inventory is full of junk food, quote unquote, now. So let's see, is this going to work? Not really. Unfortunately, these don't really count as inventories for whatever reason. So you got to do this manually. Now, I don't want the onions, peanuts, or did I harvest any grapes? No. Okay, yeah. So the rest of that can stay. Let's see what wait, that shouldn't be in there. Oh, these are not eaten yet. Okay, that's why they're in there. Let's see what presents we got. A 64K ME storage cell. Wait, so this is... Oh, okay. This is the drive that goes into the... Perfect. 2 of those. That's great for bulk storage. And a well. No, maybe it's not very useful. So this is another form of infinite water source. The cooking has what's called a sink. Very easy to make, very infinite. This is pretty easy to make too, to be honest. So we might use it, not for the multi-block structure because it won't be part of the multi-block, but yeah. Okay, so we got the coke oven done. We got seared bricks around here somewhere. There they are. So let's start making some things here. The one thing I forgot to get was a piece of glass. Alright. So let's see here. So we need a tank, a controller, a basin, a table. I like to use 2 drains. You can get away with 1, and 2 faucets. And then we just make the rest of these into a bunch of seared bricks. And that actually completes, I mean, that's just everything that you need to make the smeltery. And as it happens, it completes the smeltery thing. Controller, tank, bricks, you only need to make 2, but if you only made 2, you wouldn't, I don't think you would actually be able to make a complete smeltery. 1 drain, 1 faucet, 1 casting table. You don't even need the casting basin, but I like to use it for bulk processing. Oops. And then copper ore, I did find some of that while I was out mining. Nice bit of it, actually. And I don't really need any. I guess we'll take the coal because we don't really need any more grout. Grout is what you use. So to make this, you cook grout, and grout is just sand, gravel, and clay. The next thing to do is actually assemble this smeltery. I think I'm gonna put it next to the coke oven. And let's see here. We do need to find some lava. I guess we can open this real quick. Ooh, corned beef breakfast. Nice. Now, this is a top tier food. So that means you can always eat it regardless of, you know, if you're full or not. So I'm just gonna go ahead and sample this, and I'm gonna put it away because unfortunately, although it's a top tier food that does buff and is always edible, it doesn't have any actual nutrients. So you can see, wow, we're getting low on dairy there. But in that nutrient screen there, you can see like these numbers here. That top tier food, unfortunately, does not affect those numbers simply because it doesn't have any nutrients listed. The same thing is true of this s'mores nugget. I just needed some quick food. in between episodes. Now, this is a multi-block structure. You can set it up, I won't say any way you like. There are some guidelines, as all multi-block structures have. However, they're pretty loose. Basically, minimum requirements are controller, tank, one drain. Technically, you don't need the drain to form the smeltery, but you need the drain to be able to get anything out of the smeltery. And then a bunch of breaks. You can make this, you can make this, this wide. It could just be, and then in my case, I would need to make it too tall just because of where I've placed these things. But what I like to do is a 5. You do have to put stuff in the ground. It needs a a bottom. However, these corners do not need to be filled in. Unlike railcraft tanks, if you're a veteran Minecrafter, the edges, right, do not need to be filled in with walls, essentially. So you can use whatever block you want, or no block. And you know it's complete because this thing here starts glowing, and if you were to go into here, you would have, an interface that tells you, no fuel found. It's because there's no lava or any other form of fuel in there. Now, I have a whole nother stack of these breaks, so I'm actually going to put a few more levels on, because what that's going to do is allow us more bulk processing. Now, unfortunately, in this pack, although by default, this will ore double, in this pack, that has been disabled. So it will only cook up, basically the same as if you had cooked the ore in the oven. So we're not going to be using... I probably made too many of these bricks, to be honest, because we're not actually going to be processing a lot of ore with this. We will be processing some. I keep putting a block there on accident. We're just going to leave it until I'm done. So, let's see, I didn't even count. What is this, 5? Yeah, so 5, 10, 16. So we don't have enough to make another level. That's fine. Alright. So we need some lava. Your clay bucket is good for 1 lava. And just make sure we didn't have any other quest to claim real quick here. Yeah, we haven't really gotten into any of this yet. Cool. So the next thing I'm going to do here, we need to go find some lava. We need to upgrade our flint to copper, and then copper to cerdates, because we'll be able to harvest cerdates at that point. So let's get started on that. Let's see. Oh, the other thing we can probably do with the upgraded pick is get at the chest that's under there. Yeah, copper pick. Let's just get in there. Now this lava bucket, or the clay bucket, is only good for 1 use, for lava. You can use it as many times as you want for water, but for lava, 1 time, that's it. It breaks. Yeah, see, it's gone. I don't really need that much copper. In fact, I'm going to use 2 of these 4 copper ingots that we already have, because the smeltery doesn't actually double stuff. I'm not too worried about doubling stuff right now, but if I don't need to waste the materials, then I don't feel the need to. As I was running past, I was thinking, oh, there's something else I need, and now I'm forgetting what it is. I mean, obviously I need to set these up, but oh yeah, casts. Right. I was like, what's that other thing that I need? So we need to make some. We need to make a couple of casts. Clay can be used again to make kind of one-time casts, basically. It's what we're going to use to make our cast in this case. So stone pickhead. Do that because we can't just pour the copper on. We actually have to make a cast for the copper to go into. Okay, so I guess it's 2 clay to a cast. I thought it was 4. We'll have some for the next time. So since we have tool leveling and swappable parts, all we got to do is put this in here, and there we go. We've got an upgrade. And now this will allow us to mine higher tier stuff. So now we can get aluminum, which is great because that'll allow us to make. Now we can't get iron yet. I know there's some. I knew I had found some sorted quartz. Get some sorted quartz here. Get come back for the tin. Because now we need to make a sorted quartz pickhead. I mean, technically you can just continue using this pickhead if you needed to. You know, there's no reason you couldn't. I just kind of want to get through the stages. Where is that thing? Is practically impossible. It's like, yeah, it's. Ooh, that's nice. It's actually like see-throughable, transparent. So then this should allow us to get iron. Yep. And also very importantly, should allow us to harvest tin once I actually find it again. What was it? I thought that was it. Oh no, here it is. Yeah, tin. And the nice thing about being able to get tin is that you can take aluminum and tin and alloy them to. Wow, that failed jump. Alloy them together. What am I hitting my head on? I don't even know. To make casts that don't break, basically. So as you upgrade, as you upgrade your pick or other tool, right? There's other tools you can make too, like a shovel, whatever. All those things. You don't have to keep putting clay in and melting that. So let's see here. That is called aluminum brass. I always forget the ratio on this stuff. So 1 copper, copper and aluminum, not tin and aluminum. But 1 copper to 3 aluminum. So let's do 9 aluminum, and we'll grab 3 of the copper ore that we had found earlier. And then I'm also going to throw in. I'm just going to throw in all the iron that I have right now. We're going to get a lot more iron, as we go. So let's get this hammer, because that'll allow some mining. We get another lava clay bucket for more fuel. We now have access to the cooking for blockheads quest line, which is, it's nice. So now we need to find some lead ore. Okay, so there we go. Aluminum brass. We need another part, basically. To pour the cast around. Wait, yeah, that's the right stuff. And so now that cast is reusable. So we need to find lead ore. I'm actually going to go ahead and fully repair that before swapping on the head. Just because the circuits is pretty cheap. Real quick here before darkness sets in. You can go check out what's in this chest. This is normally just some stuff to get started in Astral Sorcery. Yeah, so we got... Oh, huh. Well, look at that. 2 diamonds right there. Normally, there's a constellation paper in here that gives you information about how to get started. Or, no, that's not accurate. Constellations... they're... I don't know if I would call them a crafting component, but I guess that's the best name for them right now. They're kind of a crafting component of Astral Sorcery. And normally you'll find at least one piece of that constellation paper in the chest that's in that structure. So I know we found another one off that way, kind of on our way to here. Which, by the way, I hope no one was, like, really attached to the other place, because I found this place and it's much more open. There's a lot less stuff on the ground to have to remove, and it's more open, but it still has features that make it, not completely boring. So hopefully that's no one was like super attached to the other location. Let's see here. So since we conveniently found those diamonds, let's go ahead and build the stuff that we need here. So one thing I know we're going to need at least a little bit of is some stone. Don't really need it in a hurry, so I'll just put it in one thing. Let's see here. Not that one, this one. So we need to cook a book, if I recall correctly. Yes. Any book. Cook a book. We also need some iron, so let's go ahead and... Let's see, did I put all of that in there? 2 blocks and 6 ingots. Alright. Just pour out a couple of blocks. So, great way to make buckets early game. Is to cast them. Bucket cast. Stone bucket. That's right. Stone. Wait, smooth stone. It actually tells you, no, this won't actually work as a bucket. You just have to cast it. But this way, you're still only using 3 iron to make the bucket, because if you try, these plates can be made like in farther along out of, you can either make a plate cast, which we will wind up doing, and that way you only use 1 iron, but it's just simpler to just have the bucket cast. And then we actually need to have this be a water bucket. Cooking, not cooker. Sink. Alright, so we got the cooking table, the 2 fridges, the sink. I believe it requires an oven. Yes, and a kitchen counter. Oh, wow, okay. Now the furnace we should have at least a couple left of, yeah. Glass, we can get, actually, it has to be black stained glass, so we need to cook up 8 of this. And let's see here. Oh wow, I only got 1 of these. No worries. I swear I had some bone meal left over. I think I saw... thought I saw some more wheat in there. Yeah. You. Go in there. Excuse me there, I had to sneeze. So with shears, you can cut down the tall flowers, which you get just by planting the petals and then harvesting them, or hitting them with bone meal. And then those tall flowers give you 32 each of the petal. We're just going to need 1 right now. And then we need to make a mortar and pestle. This goes on that side? Yeah. That'll give us the black dye that we need. Gives us the black stained glass that we need. And then we got the furnace. And now we need to break this iron apart. There we go. Oven. Yay. There we go. And what else? I think it needed a kitchen cabinet, counter, and a tool rack. I'm going to make the spice rack as well, although technically we don't need it. Kitchen counter. These I'm actually going to make 2 of, both for storage space and for balancing visually. And then that's it. That's all we need for here. Let's see, what did we get? That's useless. It's like some sort of, it's a building block, but okay, whatever. So, I guess not having a structure really is starting to get annoying. I don't like that. I already know I don't like that. Let's see here. Let's put oven in the middle, fridge on each side. We'll put the cooking table here with a kitchen counter, and then we'll put the sink on this side with the other kitchen counter. That looks alright. and it kind of sort of makes sense as a kitchen. Maybe. We'll see. We might change it. I want to move all of this stuff. Oh, forgot. Well, not forgot, but just kind of haven't done the last bit here, which is to get all the tools. Because right now, basically, if we were to look at any of these recipes, all of the tools are missing because we don't have any of them built yet. So that's been a nice, little bit longer episode than usual. I'm just going to finish up making the tools here, put those on the rack, and we'll be ready to go. Next time, we'll be back with making the backpack, getting cows in a jar, and maybe some other exploring type stuff. Let me know if you'd like to see longer episodes with more of the background stuff, or if you like just kind of seeing highlights, I guess you could call them, of, okay, here's, the final build. Take care, and we'll see you in the next episode.